Hello friends, it's Lisa and I'm back today with this rustic wedding card. So I got the Crafter's Companion rustic wedding collection. There's a bunch of paper and stamps and dies that all go together and look really pretty, and I've been meaning to use it for a while, but I haven't really gotten a chance. So my brother had a wedding it was about 2 months ago now. And right before we left for Oklahoma to go to his wedding, because he lives in rural Oklahoma, I needed to make a card for this. So I decided to make a gatefold card, and a 6x6 gatefold card, which is good and bad because there are no envelopes for this. And literally, I was making the card minutes before we went to the airport. So, I didn't have time to make a envelope, which was my fault. I probably could have if I'd asked for help from my sister, which I'll show you where I would have asked for her help. Anyway, so here I'm planning it out, and I knew I wanted to use this Just Married die that I just covered over on the inside, but I wanted to use another die on the outside of on the gates of the gatefold so that it would look fancy. And I really like this J'adore one. It seems so pretty. So I picked out 2 pieces of paper from the paper pad. This one looked so cute and easy. I knew I did not have the time to ink anything, stamp anything, anything like that. But I knew I could just use the papers in the collection. I personally love making my own paper and designing all the different parts of a project, but sometimes you're running late. Like, you actually have to work, and so you're running a little bit late because you did not get this done earlier. But you want to make something fancy. And that's why I really liked this collection, because I could do that. I could make something really fancy and I didn't have to create everything. Because sometimes you just don't have the time to create everything. So I did really like this collection for that. I put everything through my Xyron adhesive sticker maker machine, and that's what you see there. I ended up adding one more piece of paper, as well as on the side there you'll see some white pieces of paper that I thought I might actually use. So I put those through as well, and I don't like to waste adhesive, so I used it on the side. Next, I'm taping down the J'adore die onto the gatefold, and I'm going to put that through my Gemini machine. I had to run it through a couple times to get all of the little pieces cut out. It worked best when I used my full Gemini plates, and I put it so that it was vertical rather than horizontal, just because there's so many cutting lines. This one, this Just Married die that I'm sticking down now, went through with a cinch. All the other ones did. It's just when when you have so many cutting lines that you want to minimize the cutting lines, and I couldn't do that using the junior plates because I could only put the die in vertically. Anyway, so I'm just going through and die cutting everything. I did die cut the heart, and you'll see that in just a minute. Oh, it's at the top of the screen now. So I die cut that heart, and then I die cut the heart with the inside Mr. and Mrs. die out of the white paper as well. And that white paper has the Xyron sticker adhesive under it. Next, you'll see I finally got it all cut out. It took me a couple minutes, but I figured it out. And you'll see I did put the sticker part, the tape, on the part I was going to cut off. So it didn't fully cut out those sides, but I just used my scissors and snipped it. Now, my sister absolutely loves weeding. she finds it very therapeutic, and I should have asked her to come and help me, but I thought she was helping her daughter get ready for the trip. So I didn't, and I should have because she could have been doing it while I was finishing the rest of the card. Here's that Mr. and Mrs. die that I was telling you about. I'm sorry if this is a little rushed, but I've sped it up because you don't need to see me cutting everything out. But basically, it's just cutting and pasting. That's how simple this project was. Next, I'm going to go through and knock out all of those. I did decide to put this background die onto another cutout piece just so that it would have some more stability. And I didn't line it up quite perfectly, so I just trimmed the edge a little bit and nobody will ever notice. Next, here's where I'm cutting out that Mr. and Mrs. die. I think I must have messed it up the first time. And then I'll put that on top. And there you can see my Go plates. I use the little Gemini Go. I like the large Gemini as well as the Gemini Go. I don't have the Gemini Junior. I just have the Gemini plates. I didn't feel like I needed a third machine. But I do like the Gemini Go because it's so small and portable, and you can do a lot of your little dies in that. So here I'm just poking out all the holes, and then I'm going to take the sticker back off. I had some trouble getting the sticker off, so I got that out because it took a while. But I'm just going to line that up using my finger, my thumb at the top point. I found that to be the easiest way to actually line the heart up. And I'm sticking the edges down firmly first, and then I'm pushing in the center. There you go. You have a Mr. and Mrs., and it looks super cute and kind of rustic, which fits my brother and his bride very well. So it was a lot of fun. I've asked him how married life is going, and he says it's exactly the same as it was before, which is hilarious because both him and his girlfriend, fiance, bride, I don't know which is the right term for the day of the wedding, but they were both so nervous. It was so funny. They were so nervous, and they've been together for literally years. It was interesting. I cut out the other side of the gatefold, and that one it kind of smushed the side I'd already cut out. So that was interesting. I'm not sure what the right answer is, other than to perhaps cut this back 6 by 6, and then the gatefold cut the edge with a like 1/2 inch edge, so you can just glue it to the back, and then they'll both look kind of fluffed up, rather than one being a little squeezed. So I don't know what the right thing to do is there. Just a thought. Try it where you have more than 5 minutes to go. Next, I'm laying this piece over, and I wished that I had inked this up just a little bit with darker ink before I stuck it down, so that it would have some more definition from the background, but it is what it is, and it turned out really cute. The only thing I'd say is just do it a little bit further in advance and add a little bit more ink on that die cut. So I wrote my message on the back and just gave them money because I was lazy, and that was the card. So here, go ahead and subscribe if you're interested, and here's 2 other videos that you might like. Have a wonderful day, and thanks for spending time with me.